Hey guys, I'm Chris, and welcome to Board with Life News for August 26th. Today we're going to talk about some of the big hits from Gen Con, we're going to talk about some of the cool announcements from Gen Con, and we're going to head over to Kickstarter Corner and talk about a new game called Burning Suns. So let's get to it. This week I'm going to be talking real fast, going through a bunch of topics, because there's a whole bunch of news, and I'm trying to get as much in a shorter period of time to get you guys in and out as quick as possible. So I apologize for that in advance, but let's get right to it. First things first, let me say congratulations to Tabletop and Will Wheaton. Tabletop just won the Diana Jones Award. The Diana Jones Award is a very prestigious award in gaming, given at Gen Con every year. Tabletop is one of the best sources for people kind of outside of our immediate little board game group to gain access to board games. So they're doing great work kind of spreading the word to people and growing the hobby. And that's something we strive to do here at Board with Life. So good job. Congratulations to them. First things, or I guess not first things, second things come after the first things. I'm going to talk about two of the big hits at Gen Con. First was Firefly, the game, by Cryptozoic. I was very skeptical at first of this game, as I think most gamers were, but it was a huge hit sales-wise at Gen Con, and most of the reviews are coming from people going, I wasn't sure what to think, but it's actually a pretty good game. I try to remind myself that just because a game's licensed doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, Battlestar Galactica is a fantastic game, and it's a pretty similar license. So hopefully they can do something like that. I don't think it will be as good as Battlestar Galactica, but it seems like it's shaping up to be a pretty solid game. Also, Pathfinder, the adventure card game, is that right? The adventure card game, yeah, lots of words, was also a really, really big success there. And that game seems really, really interesting. They're taking the RPG mechanics from Pathfinder and putting them in a board game, or not a board game, a card game, where you have cards that are heroes and you kind of draw on counter cards and all this kind of stuff. So it seems like kind of a new, interesting system and a new way to go about that, and people seem to be really happy about it. So that was another big hit at Gen Con. All right, now on to some of the news that came out, some of the big announcements that happened at Gen Con. The biggest of which was probably the expansion for Star Wars X-Wing. They are adding new ships. They're adding the Tantive 4 and the Rebel Transport. And these are miniatures, I think is a stretch to call these things miniatures. They're the size of motorcycles. But it seems like a really huge expansion to the universe, totally new ways to play the game, really cool. This game is turning into a huge money suck. Actually, exclusive for this as a secret, they announced that next they're going to release a Death Star, and you can live in it. It's so big. But yeah, seems like cool. They're really gorgeous miniatures. But yeah, that was huge, huge, huge news for the convention. I'm really excited about this because I love the show. They just announced a Munchkin standalone game expansion, the way they do those, for Adventure Time, which I think that fits really well into kind of what Munchkin does and the gameplay and the humor and all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty excited about that coming out. All right, now it's time for Kickstarter Corner. This week in Kickstarter Corner, we're going to be looking at the giant sci-fi epic battle strategy game, Burning Suns. Burning Suns is a really cool looking game. It seems like if you're into games like Twilight Imperium or Eclipse, any of the really big kind of epic sci-fi battle strategy games, it looks like it's down your alley? Up your alley? Those both sound wrong. There's an alley that you are in, and the game is also somewhere in that alley in relation to you. It's not cheap. It's $84 on Kickstarter to get the base game, but it's got over 400 components. It's huge. And keep in mind, games like Twilight Imperium and Eclipse all are in the $100 range in terms of board games. So it's the initial buzz is that it totally holds up to games like those. So if your copy of Twilight Imperium is getting a little stale for you, and you want to try a new game, it would probably be cool. So if that's interesting to you, head on over to the Kickstarter for that. We'll put links to everything, like always, in the comments below. And that's it for the news this week. Thanks so much for watching. This week on Board with Life, the series and bits, we're looking at Dominion, which is one of our favorite games, so make sure you stick around for that. On Tuesdays, The Bit. On Thursdays, episode 4 of the series. Make sure you subscribe, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, all that stuff. We're real active. We want to hear from you. Talk to us on all that stuff. Also, if you've got a Board Game Geek account, we're on there. We're Board with Life on the board game thing, and we just started a geek list that is every episode of the series, and we're going to have conversations with everybody on there. So if you like the series, if you're on Board Game Geek, go ahead and subscribe to that. thumbs up that geek list if you're into it. Talk to us. We want to be real active on there, and that's a really cool hub for everything we're doing here. I've got a link to it right below. So yeah, thanks again for all your support. It's been incredible. We're glad to be back this week, just knocking it out. All right, see you next week.